Game week 29, boys. Game week 29 and girls. Oh, Ollie Watkins is a bit of a pain, isn't he? Bit of a gash on his knee by the looks of it. Hopefully he's fit. What else we got going on? I'm free hitting. Yeah, exciting times. Hello again, Victor. Dakshin, good to see you in the chat, my friend. I know the deadline's at 1:30, but we seemed to do quite well last time. We had a later deadline and I streamed early. So I thought I'd give it a go today. I'll probably go for about an hour and a half and then, yeah, go and have some lunch. But yeah, thought I'd hop on early for you guys. Got all my usuals. I'll go through my score predictions. I've got top players for expected points by position. I'll rate a few people's teams as well. We'll do 5 at a time like we always do. I will do a quiz. I've got 4 quiz questions. Go through my team, all the usuals. I'll start by going through my team, shall I? Hello, Bourbon Legend FX. Greetings from Providence. Good to see you, mate. Is that Rhode Island? Very good. I am free hitting. Here's my free hit team. Nick asking for my thoughts on Mbumo as a differential. I don't mind Mbumo, but bring back the fan team deadline streams. I'll try and do a bit of fan team in this one, mate. Don't worry. Don't worry, David. I'm not sure about Mbumo. Obviously, he was one of my favourite players at the start of the season. I don't know if you're a viewer from the start of the season, Nick, but now Tony's back in the team. I think Mbumo is a really hard sell without penalties. I'm just going to look at his stats. How many penalties did Mbumo bag? I have a feeling that he's not going to play 90 right away. Can I tell penalties? Penalties saved. Come on, you've got to be able to tell me how many penalties he scored. We'll go on the Premier League stats. 2 seconds. Well, there's no stats for penalties scored. Let's have a look. I'm pretty sure he scored like 5 pens. Just load it up. Where is he? Oh, he got 3 penalties. Scored 3 pens. Just go back to him. 3 pens, 7 goals, 3 of them being pens. So, yeah, I mean, half his goals were pens, mate. So basically, half his goals would be lost when Tony's in. It's just not for me. I get it with the fixture, though. I get it with the fixture. Just not for me personally. Not for me personally. So yeah, here's my free hit team. Flecken, Rochlev, Pedro Porro, Doty, Alanga, Bowen, Son, Maddison, Morris, Tony, Watkins. Only a bit of doubt really around Alanga or Douglas Luiz. I just have a feeling, and I think Alexandria mentioned it on the member stream, that the West Ham Villa game is going to be relatively low scoring. So I don't want to load out on Villa players. So I think I'm going to go for Alanga just for the quality of fixture that he has. I know I'm playing him against Doty, but the only reason I'm picking these defenders is a chance of attacking returns. I may just take a chance on Reguilon as well. Yeah, at the moment, screw it. I'm taking my chances. Yes, definitely Morris over Kudus, in my opinion. Kudus' stats do not impress me that much in the Premier League. I'll show you. I'll just put Reguilon in a sec. Would you risk Maddison? I'd risk him, mate, I think. When you look at how he's sorry, Victor. When you look at how he's been treated at Spurs, like with injuries, he's come off in some games on crutches and then played at the weekend. He is just a player that is a bit injury prone but still gets through games. I think he'll be all right. I take it you've seen the news, David, about from Paul O'Keefe. I guess if we look at the mids a sec. So unless like you can get a player close don't know, anyone on this list maybe as an alternative. Andy, I'd say 7 players, you could get away with it, but the one thing for me with a cut-off for free hitting this week is there is going to be so few clean sheets. I think almost every team is going to score a goal. So if I had 7 players, I wouldn't necessarily be worried, but I would be worried if they were all defenders. So, for example, I would want a fully fledged set of midfielders and forwards to be comfortable. Otherwise, I'd just use the free hit. That'll be my thinking, Andy. I'm just going to show you. So, just looking at Alanga's stats a second. So he started 19 games, 5 goals, 7 assists, so 12 attacking returns from 19 starts, which I think is pretty good. And then his expected goal involvements per 90 is 0.42. So I think that's pretty... And he's playing Luton. Kudus. He's got Villa. I just have a feeling it's going to be a low-scoring game, right? And his returns, 17, 6 and 6, which is decent, but only 0.31 expected returns per 90. I think I prefer a fresher Elanga as well. Kudus obviously played on Thursday, didn't he? Fan team's not looking great. I might pull up fan team in a second, actually. While I do that, I'll just log in. Ben, it's good to see you, mate. Congratulations on your massive catfish that you caught. I had a text message from Ben this morning, folks. He looks like he's fishing with a mate, and he caught a massive catfish, which was very good to see. 50 people, there we go. Look at that. Sorry, you're all just watching me, watching a screen at the moment while I show you my fan teams very quickly. Fan teams, I'm a little bit unsure what to do. I've already taken a -4. Both teams are identical, so it doesn't matter which team I show you. I've already taken a -4, and I'm on that at the moment. I took a -4 to do Lamina to Bowen. And I'm on this at the moment. I think I'll be wildcarding soon anyway, to be honest. But yeah, that's how I'm doing it at the moment in that. Righto. Shall we have a look at some stats and stuffs? I'll take it. I don't think there's... The thing is, as well, outside of Son and Bowen, who is really worth taking a hit for in the midfield? I don't think there's that many. I would definitely say I think Elanga over Gibbs White for me, Rami. Does anyone know who the Nottingham Forest penalty taker is? Is that a confirmed thing? No, Adam. I think you'd be all right. Just take a -4. Hits, especially for players that play 90 minutes in fan team. Hits are kind of worth it. No news on Watkins, Ben. Just said what's the manager's name? I keep forgetting. Unai Emery said that he could be fit. So my view is you start him. He either features or doesn't. He either plays 90s. Oh, sorry. He either starts or he doesn't feature at all. Right. Oh, it's a tough one. Elanga or Gibbs White. We'll come back to that. Gibbs White on pens. Everyone's saying. I do love a pen taker. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. I'll do Ben's team, and I'll take 5 teams. We'll do a quick 5-team reviews. How about that? I'll put it in the chat, and then if you... Oh, I'm clicking at the wrong... Oh, typing's bad. Right. I'll do yours, Ben, as part of that. But we'll take 5 if anyone wants to stick their ID or team name in. So yeah, I'll do Ben's first as a member, but yeah, we'll take 5. So that's 3. Rami, 4. No, unfortunately not, Nick. It just knows your team as per the previous deadline, I'm afraid. I'll stop at Rami. I'll stop at Rami and come back. Yeah, it doesn't really. I guess the only point in sending your ID is if you're going to make free transfers and not free hitting. Oh, transfers to this team, I would just do Solanke to Tony, mate. Yeah, just do Solanke to Tony. No worries, Rami. No worries, pal. Just do Solanke to Tony. Creeping up, you are 195k overall. That's a nice little climb you've had there. Yeah, I presume you're planning to do Solanke to Tony, and then I wouldn't bother with not to Maddison. No, you just play 3-4-3. You'd have to take a hit for Maddison, wouldn't you? Oh, I definitely favour Tony over Maddison, pal. Definitely. Don't know what the rest of the chat thinks, but I would definitely prefer. I definitely prefer Tony to Maddison. Maddison's got a bit of injury data about him this week as well. What do you reckon, chat? Would you say? Oh, so people liking Foden to Maddison. I personally prefer Solanke to Tony. Is it Tony's birthday today? Let's have a look. Yeah, it is. How did he know that? It's Tony's birthday today. Yeah. When does he play? Does he actually play today or does he play tomorrow? Oh, he plays today. That's okay. He's probably going on a night out tonight. But it's all right because it's his birthday today. Tomba La Bomba. Oh, that's very kind of you. Thank you, pal. Right, we'll do our next team then. We'll look at Adam's team. I personally, Ben, if you want my view, I would bring in Tony. That'd be my thoughts. Adam, 2395. Go, you were quick on the ball. Ah, free hit. Okay. I presume you're free hitting that. Yeah, it's hard to do an FPL ID review with a... Yeah, no worries. Brick Hill United. See if they've going to free hit. We'll do Joel, see if he's going to free it. So Brick Hill United doesn't actually need to free it, you know. Or maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't, actually. Is a Woonie fit? Sorry if you picked that up. That was a live stomach grumble. Sorry if you picked up my stomach rumbling, then that was quite funny. It was really loud. Just going to check on a Woonie's fitness status a sec. I really like him as a player. I think he's fantastic. Woonie trained. He's got 40% chance of anytime goals scoring as well. Probability of 9. So yeah, just to back up the Tony over Maddison, is your anytime goal scorer odds, Ben. I think FPL Salah takes this from the betting markets. So he's got Tony at 42% and Maddison all the way down at 24. Interestingly, Alanga is 25, Gibbs White 20. Where's Kudus? 27. Origi, Wissa, Morris is up there. Richarlison. got to go Porro over Richarlison, I think, just to get a defender in, haven't you? Just interesting to look at those anytime goal scorer odds. It's interesting to see Kudus above Alanga. I'm not sure I agree with that. Oh, Alexandru, that's very kind. Yeah, I know. I kind of bottled it on the head-turning intro, didn't I? I don't know. I don't usually take what people say on board, but I have for a while thought that my head-turning intro is a little bit cringy, so I stopped doing it for a few videos this week. But I appreciate the support on that, mate. I appreciate the support on that. Oh, it was very kind of you, my friend. Thank you so much for your generosity to these streams. I really appreciate it, mate. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Joel Goddard. Let's have a quick look at that team. So on this one, I probably wouldn't free hit, I don't think, for Andy Eggleston. I think... God, it's tough though, isn't it? I think you can free hit or not free hit, to be honest. I suppose if you've not got a wild card... Oh, God, I don't know. I don't know what I do. Come back to me. We'll do Joel's team and then we'll get onto the quiz if you guys want. Where's Joel? 8,300. 95 people watching. Amazing. Thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying the stream. We're just taking a look at a few people's teams. Joel Goddard, I would probably do Solanke to Tony here. Yeah, Solanke to Tony would be my transfer there, I reckon. Yeah. And then just go with it. Don't need to free it with that one. Anyone want a quiz? Thank you, Andy. I appreciate that. Anyone up for a quiz? I've got 4 quiz questions as we do every week. Little break from looking at people's teams. Oh, OBS is frozen on me. Right then. This might have already been given away to the members that are on the members stream, if they were paying attention. But which player scored the most points in game week 28? Game week just gone. Who scored the most points? Was it Semenyo, a Bournemouth player named Dango, Cole Palmer, or Heung-min Son? Who scored the most points in game week 28? It's probably the easiest of the 4 questions I'm about to ask you. Everyone's saying Son. Semenyo did well as well. J.M. Moore saying Semenyo. Semenyo did really well. Just saying. Semenyo did really well last week. The answer, ladies and gentlemen, is Heung-min Son with 17 points. I'll just share for info. There's your top scoring players. Can I find that out? Is it easy to find that out? I'm just being rubbish, aren't I? Oh, there we go. So yeah, Son 17, Semenyo 15. Very close, but it was Son. There he is. Next question. So, which goalkeeper in the league has made the most saves this season? Is it Wes Foderingham, who is the goalkeeper for Sheffield United? Andre Onana, who of course is the Man United keeper? Thomas Kaminski, Luton goalkeeper? James Trafford, the Burnley keeper? Which goalkeeper has made the most saves this season? I'm a little bit early this week, Unish. I had quite a bit of success going a bit early on my deadline stream when we previously had like an afternoon deadline. So yeah, thank you, Soul Searcher. I appreciate that. I like doing the channel too. I won't be stopping anytime soon. Let me tell you that. But yeah, I had a bit of success going early, so I thought I'd do it again. And it also means that I can just eat my lunch and yeah, go and walk my girlfriend's dog this afternoon as well, which I wouldn't have time to do if I streamed till 1:30. So yeah, I'm just gonna do that if that's okay. Soul Searcher, I'm very grateful for that. Thank you. Likewise, Alexandru, I'm very grateful for your generosity. Lee Brunt up the Robins. Hopefully we win today. The answer is Thomas Kaminsky. He's made 110 saves so far in the league this season. It would have been Wes Foderingham, but he no longer starts for Sheffield United, so Kaminsky's overtaken him in the last few games. I like that free hit, Lee. I got to say, when people are going to ask me about their free hit teams, right, there's much for muchness between some players. Like, most of my answers, people know who the good options are, right? Walk the TF. No, it's not a euphemism. It's not a euphemism. We're just going to, literally, she's got a Dalmatian. We're going to take it for a walk. Yeah, next question. Which club has taken the most shots in the league this season? So not scored the most goals. I might be able to give that away if people are struggling, but it doesn't look like they are. Is it Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal, or Brighton? Which club has taken the most shots in the league this season? But yeah, just going back to that free hit question. Ultimately, most people know who the good options are. And I remember Andy, Let's Talk FPL, put it on Twitter, and I completely agree with him. People are going to ask me, what do they think of these options? I'll say, yeah, I quite like him. Like, yeah, I really like that team. As long as you don't have Watkins, which I think is a bit of a risk. In my mind, as long as your free hit team, which I guess Lee's doesn't actually, it needs to contain Bowen, Watkins, and Tony for me. But sorry, Bowen, Watkins, Son, and Tony. You kind of need to have those four, in my opinion. And it's not worth, in my mind, going different from them. The rest of your players, you can pick differential. You've still got plenty of spots to go different, right? But outside of Son, Bowen, Tony, and Watkins, I think you have to pick those four. That's just my thoughts. The answer, sorry, I've left you hanging for a little while there. The answer is Liverpool. This season, Arsenal are the top scoring team in the league, but Liverpool have taken the most shots. They've taken 542 shots. Okay. This is the final question. I'm liking my goalkeepers and their saves. I couldn't think of another good question to ask that I haven't asked in very recent game weeks about stats this season. So what I thought I'd ask is, in all-time Premier League history, which goalkeeper has made the most saves? All-time Premier League history, which goalkeeper has made the most saves? So, I mean, these four are the top four. I'll give that away. David De Gea, Ben Foster, Lukasz Fabianski, who of course played for Arsenal and then had a long career with West Ham, and then Petr Cech for obviously played for Chelsea, right? Chelsea and Arsenal. Which goalkeeper has made the most saves in Premier League history? Bloody hell, everyone's saying Petr Cech. He is the goalkeeper, I believe, with the most clean sheets. But is he the goalkeeper with the most saves? Shay Given. He's not on the list, mate. It could be, it's not Division 1 or whatever it used to be called. It's just the Premier League. It's obviously out of these four anyway, so. Brad Friedel. Get 5 more seconds. The answer, Ben Foster. 1,248 Premier League saves. Obviously had a career, a long career as a Premier League goalkeeper. But I think the reason that he, the Cycling GK, I think the reason he's top of this list is because, in no disrespect to the teams that he played for, but he never spent a long time at like a title-winning team where they conceded fewer shots, etc. he played for like West Brom and Watford, didn't he? And Birmingham and teams like that who conceded a lot of shots so he could make a lot of saves. So, yeah, a lot of people guessing Czech. He's got the most clean sheets in Premier League history, but probably had a bit less to do than Foster did, playing for the teams that he did. But yeah, the answer is Ben Foster making 1,248 saves, which is pretty impressive. Pretty darn impressive. I'm just going to do a quick scroll of Twitter to see if we've got any news. If that's all right, chaps and ladies. I'd bench Diaby. Oh, actually, you're deciding Elanga. Definitely Elanga. Don't even know if Diaby's going to start. I like that. I saw that away day. Portsmouth to Peterborough away day. They got drinks on the on the tray like that. Aim to finish. I'd like to be in the top 50k, Ben. I think it's possible for me. Bench Bailey or Wood? That is a tough one. That I think I'd love a top 10k, but I'm not sure. I think that's a bit too much of a stretch. I think I would have to get. I think a top 50k is in my hands if I play it well, but a top 10k, I think I need things out of my control to go my way. If that makes sense. If I play the game well, pick the good players, play my chips when I should, I think I'll finish in the top 50k. But to get a top 10k, I think I need a lot of luck to go my way, and it's out of my control. That's my thoughts there. To be honest, I reckon if you're in the top 10, and I mean this in no disrespect to any FPL managers that are ranked there at the moment, but I think a top like 50k, 100k to 50k finish ticks you off as a good manager that's made good decisions across the whole season. But I think to get that step up into the top 10k, I do feel like you need quite a bit of fortune to go your way. Hopefully that's not too controversial thing to say, but I do think you need a bit of luck to go your way. But a top 50, 100k is, I think it proves that you're just consistently good across the season, right? Bourbon Legend FX, thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoyed my stream. One thing I am looking to do, but the first time I did it, I got done for copyright. I just wanted to put a bit of background music on the stream. I don't know what kind of music, just a bit of music. So, yeah, let me know. Would you like a little bit of background music? Or are you happy with just quiet and me talking? Be interested to know. I haven't been able to find non-copyright music that doesn't get me done for copyright. Got copyrighted on my first stream this season when I tried to put some music on. And yeah, one thing I'd say about luck, I see that comment from Adam. I think there's a skill in FPL about how you manage your luck as well. So it's like how you react to good luck, i.e. not getting carried away by players hauling in your team, and likewise not getting carried away by getting bad luck. Like calculated luck. Like not for example, I don't know, maybe you have Bowen in your team for like 3 weeks and he doesn't score, but you keep the faith in him because you know he's a good player, and then the week after he scores a hat-trick. That's the kind of skill around luck, I would say. Cheers guys for no music, I appreciate that advice. Few people asking me, what's the minimum? I think 8 players is okay this week. The one thing I would be worried about is not having a good set of midfielders and forwards, because I think there's going to be a lot of goals this week. I wouldn't be too worried about defenders, because I've got to be honest, looking at the clean sheet odds, I'll show them again. Fixture analysis. Clean sheet odds. These are the clean sheet odds. The team most likely to keep a clean sheet is Brentford, and they're 29% to keep a clean sheet. That's the highest team. So I don't think there's going to be many clean sheets to go around. So I think, I'd want a full set of midfielders and forwards if I wasn't free hitting. But other than that, I'd be okay. Yeah, home games is a good idea. Home games is a good idea. Although I got to say, the good players are mostly all away, aren't they? Absolutely agree with JM Moore there. Totally agree with you. I think you're bang on. I think you're bang on. Although I don't know how they do it, but the likes of Fabio Borges and like even FPL Harry's like one of the best managers in the world, like no doubt in my mind. They consistently get in the top 50k, and I think there is I guess they're just exceptional players, right? You're kind of being general with that comment. So yeah, the exceptional players can probably get with inside the top 50k. I don't consider myself an exceptional player yet. Yeah, same for me, Adam. I just couldn't get Son in my team. And the 1 week that I was worried about him, he goes and gets the top score. And everyone, I feel like, had him last week. It just happened. But I'm 83k overall, and I've not owned Son all season. This is the first game week I've had Son in my team. I never had him like throughout. Before the Asia Cup, I didn't have him. And it worked out okay. You can't get everyone and get all the hauls, can you? I get it, and I have thought about that. So just looking at Porro's attacking stats this season, right? So he's got 8 assists from 24 starts. I don't think Kulusevski has many more attacking returns than Porro does. Yeah, 9 attacking returns from the same number of games. Yes, he's got 6 goals, I guess. But yeah, Porro has the same number of attacking returns basically as Kulusevski. I would be hesitant about bringing in defenders for a hit. I'd be hesitant about it just for the lack of clean sheets going around. You're saying Anthony Robinson? I think Fulham are definitely being slapped on, by the way. I agree. I agree. I think Fulham are a good shout. Especially Muniz. I think Muniz will do all right this week. Cheers, Ben. Sorry, I didn't see you. I saw that message but didn't reply to it. So, thankfully, and I've touching wood and feeling very fortunate. The company I work for did quite well this year, so I get a reasonably healthy bonus. So I'll probably just get a season ticket again. But I was a little bit put off by it because they put the price up by like 70 quid, and the team is worse than it was last season. So yeah, I didn't really like that, and I voiced my opinion on Twitter about that. But yeah, I'll probably renew just because that's what I do. And then who have we got? I don't even know who we got this weekend. I'm that terrible. West Brom away. We'll probably do all right. Probably get a draw out of them. I reckon we could do that. 2-2. 2-2 be my prediction. West Ham for a bullet. Sorry, Zuma for a bullet header. Yeah, I don't mind that. Yeah, Ben needs a big win. You're right. I tell you what, Ben, that is a really good point about Fulham. Their best player, without a doubt, is João Palhinha, in my opinion. That I don't know how he's not signed for a top 6 team yet. He is wonderful. And they were without him at the weekend. Just gone, weren't they? And conveniently, what was the score? They got done by Wolves, didn't they? And then they beat Brighton 3-0 with him, beat Man United with him, close game against Villa with him, beat Bournemouth with him, draw against Burnley with him, 0-0 against Everton, close game against Chelsea, it's obviously a derby, beat Arsenal, don't forget. And then they lost to Bournemouth on Gameweek 19. So yeah, it's a really good point about that's a really good point about Palhinha. David, I tell you what, I'm not going to big him up too much, but David is one of the best fantasy football players I know, and he plays fan team where there's actually money on the line, and I don't know what he's won, but he's done very well on it, I'll say that much. So do what David says. He knows what he's doing. Oh, Alexandru, sorry, pal. Ariola, Dragusan, Udogi, Creswell, Son, Bowen, Gibbs, White, Kudus, Alanga, Tony, Wood. Yeah, I like it. I like it. You've got the key players in there. Son, Bowen, Tony. I'd just be a little bit worried about not having Watkins. Be my only comment there. But yeah, I don't mind it. I think Van der Ven's gone, isn't he, from Tottenham at the moment with his hamstring. So Dragusan's going to start. So yeah, don't mind it. Oh, suspended. Sorry, Adam. He's suspended for United as well. That shows how bad Man United are if they lost to a Palhinha-less Fulham. MU football skills. Do you have a wild card? Because you could consider playing your wild card with a view of these upcoming fixtures. Oh, ignore Game Week 28, 29. You could pick a team of 9 or 10 players that play this week and then have some big boys for next week, like Salah, for example. I'd really consider I consider wildcarding. Really, if you've only got 4 players, I'd consider dropping the wildcard now. Even though it's before an international break, which carries a risk with it, I'll admit, I would consider wildcarding. What would the I'm interested to see what the rest of the chat would do, but I would probably play the wildcard this week if I had 4 players. I guess, though, ultimately, it does depend which 4 you have. Because, as I was saying, I wouldn't be too concerned about filling out my team with defenders, but I would want a decent set of midfielders and forwards with the amount of goals that are going on this week. That I think will go on this week. I think there's going to be lots of goals. Like when we looked at the clean sheet odds, lowest team is below 30%. Ten players is fine, mate. Yeah, absolutely fine. I'm locked on wildcard 30, I think. Yeah, that's my free hit team. Bro, I am colourblind, so the fixture... Look at that. The sexiest football managers. Chris Wilder, number 20. That's funny. I think Marco Silva's a pretty handsome dude. I think it's unfair, that ranking. FPL Harry's nearly on 100k. He'll get that today, hopefully. Go watch, after you finish with me, go and watch FPL Harry's stream and subscribe if you're not already. Get him to 100k. Big ups to FPL Harry. Region or Royschlev? Oh, Royschlev. There you go. I would say Region. Victor is Danish and definitely says otherwise. I would personally pick Region. Just because he's better going forward. Havertz, Solanke, Haaland, Wissa, Muniz, Louise, 2 free transfers and a -4. Yeah, go for it. Especially Haaland, because he's got Arsenal next up, hasn't he? He's not the best captain next week. JM Moore, no worries, mate. Pleasure. Been a pleasure. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. Make sure you've already subscribed if you're in the chat. But yeah, I appreciate you watching, mate. I appreciate you watching. Hopefully see you again soon. I usually upload on a Saturday evening. Players to buy and avoid is a video I usually do on a Saturday evening, and I will be doing one tonight. So yeah. Players to buy and avoid. Any leaks? Victor's not helping. Hey, mate, it's good to have different opinions in your head. Need to see if what's people saying. I'll quickly. That's my free hit, mate. That's my free hit at the moment. Hopefully that gives you some. What's the word I'm looking for? Inspiration. There you go. By the way, if the guy in the I can't remember his name was asking me who to pick on a wild card, that is what I would do. So yeah, pick that if you're on a wild card, mate. Wild card, pick that team. Pause the stream, pick that. I like that team. That's a good wild card draft, that one. Kelleher, I'm going to go for him next week on my wild card, and Bradley as well. Region's been in full training since Tuesday. Let's just see if there's any more. Christian Norgard injured, which is a bit of a worry for Brentford. Yeah, so there's the news. I think Bradley, regardless of whether Trent's in the team, Bradley will play right back. I think Trent goes into the midfield. Genuinely do. Batman or Superman? I like Batman. I like Batman because he's still human. You know, you can relate to him a bit more because he's just a human. He might be an absolute tank and have loads of kit, but he's a human. Superman's an alien, right? You can't relate to him as much. If I were to say who should win in a fight, I'm pretty sure Batman won in. Did Batman win in Batman v Superman? I can't remember watching that film. I think Superman is better, but I prefer Batman. There you go. The Christopher Nolan Batman films are incredible. Some of my favourite films of all time. Yeah, so Watkins... Well, I'll show you. Warning, not really graphic content, but there is an injury pictured here. He got a little cut on his knee, and there's a picture of it, actually. It's not that bad. I don't know if anyone's going to share it. I know who I saw it from. So this is what you got to work out in your head, right? This is why I'm starting in. There's your injury, look. You see that? That's Watkins's knee in the fixture on Thursday. As you can see, a little cut. I reckon he still plays. Niels, good evening to you from New Zealand, my friend. I think Watkins will be just fine. Yeah, so it is just the cut on his knee. I mean, come on. Tape him up. Be fine. I imagine, like, I don't know if anyone's... Because if you get cut by a stud, right, I don't know if anyone's ever properly been studded and then cut at the same time. But genuinely, I happened to be once playing football in school. I'm no good footballer, but that similar injury happened to me. And for about 10 minutes, I couldn't put any weight on my knee because my leg had gone into shock by the collision. And then I tried to put my shin pad and sock on, and it rubbed on the cut. As I can imagine, that's what's happening to Watkins. So there's a period of time where I couldn't really put any weight on my leg, and then my sock and shin pad was rubbing on the cut. And it was horrible. So I mean, I can imagine it was painful for him, but I mean, he should be fine, right? Just take some painkillers, be all right. Oh, sorry, Bristol City conversation. Yeah, exactly, mate, on Watkins. Anyone know if Wood will start for Forest, looking for a Forest punt? I think it's 50-50 between him and Awuni. Oh, God. I hope not, David. I hope not. I hope not. The thing with Brentford is there's no Norgard, so I don't know what that means for formation, David. You're playing a good devil's advocate there. I think it'd be fine. I think Watkins would be fine. And one thing the manager did say is that his injury was just the cut, right? He hasn't done any, I didn't mean to do that. Hasn't done any serious damage to his leg, you know? And Bumo playing at centre back. Oh. My slippers became untied, so I'm just tying them up. I think Awoniyi he's a fabulous striker in my opinion. Start of the season, his form was incredible. Let's just have a quick look at his record at the start of the season. His record was incredible. Look, there you go. He went 5 straight games with an attacking return, then got injured pretty much. But yeah, I really like him. 9 attacking returns in 12 starts. It's just a shame his minutes have been so restricted since. I think Mbumo starts, but I likewise don't think he's that good of an option. Because he's not on penalties. Half his goals basically have come from penalties this season. Chong over Morris, I know he scored, didn't he, in game week 28 as well, but I don't think Son is very good. I don't care about having the same team personally, mate. I just don't think Chong's that good. Sorry. I just don't think he's that good. I just don't think Chong's that good. I don't mind having the same team as everyone else. It's a good team. I am Mr. Template though, so yeah. Don't shoot me for it. Sorry about it. I keep playing with my ear. I got a bit of water stuck in it from swimming earlier. Am I Michael Phelps in disguise? No, I'm not. I'm nowhere near Michael Phelps's level. But also, I'm a sprinter. Michael Phelps was not a sprinter, so I'd throw it down against Michael Phelps in a 50 freestyle and see what happens. But he's a distance swimmer, so he would absolutely cane me in anything above 50 meters. I probably wouldn't be able to beat him in a 50 either, let's be honest. But yeah. One thing I will say about Phelps is a lot of things about him have been massively overblown. Like his diet, quite a lot of that is a little bit untrue. Like 10,000 calories a day, pizzas and stuff like that didn't happen. He ate a lot of calories because he had to, but he didn't do his 8 Olympic gold medals eating pizzas. I'll assure you of that. I think he said he ate 6,000 to 7,000 calories a day rather than 10. Which some days is what I have to do as well, because otherwise I'll waste away. Doesn't Brentford have really bad XGs? Yeah, but every team defensively this week is... I don't think there's going to be a single clean sheet this week, which is why I picked the goalkeeper with the best clean sheet odds, and I picked the defenders who I think are most likely to get attack and return. So I think that's the only way you can play it, really. Yeah. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you who I don't mind in goal. Don't mind Vicario as well. But I think you've got to have Porro, Son and Maddison, so I can't get Porro in. Can't get Vicario in. I'd be interested to know what my rank looks like next week, though, compared to... Well, I'd like to see how many people around me are actually free hitting. Everyone in their dog on Twitter is, but that only represents like a small portion of actual players in the game. Any news on Reguilon and Watkins? No news as such. I did see from a Brentford account that Reguilon's been in training. So I think... Where was it? Where did I see it? Yeah, Reguilon's in training. There you go. Saves points. Let's have a look who's got who. Saves points, I reckon, is Leno, but he also has the least likelihood of keeping a clean sheet. And I'd say with Leno, you'd probably be a little bit worried about him getting minus points. I don't mind that, Adam. I personally would have... Yeah, I wouldn't be too keen on having Maddison long term. Got to say. Do you have Bowen? Oh yeah, Trafford as well, to be fair. Yeah, Trafford as well. It's a fair one. Do you have Bowen? I like Bowen over both of those. But yeah, I also don't mind Richarlison. The only thing with Richarlison, now Son's back, even if Richarlison's fit, just with the amount of options that Spurs have in those positions now, i.e. Brennan Johnson and, what's his name? Werner. Is Richarlison good enough to pick him? Because he's not going to be on penalties anymore with no Son. He's not going to be playing in the number 9 spot where all his goals came from. And his minutes are going to be a little bit restricted. It's just my thoughts. I don't think there's any much more thinking you can put on that. It will be, mate. It will be interesting to see on the free hit, whether or not on free hit, what it does to people's ranks. I'd just be interested to know what percentage of people are free hitting. We'll do a poll, shall we? I'll do a poll in the chat. And yes, the only thing I would say, that's a fair point about Richarlison. I personally think he will start. I disagree with Mr. F and I think he'll start. I politely disagree with Mr. F and think he'll start. But there's always a risk that he doesn't. And I'd rather pick up... I think it's the same with Maddison, right, with his injury. But I think Maddison still is more likely to start than Richarlison. 22 votes, 65-35 are free hitting, apparently. We agree to disagree, and that's okay. I have no beef with you, Mr. F, for having a different opinion to me. You are very much entitled to have that, and I ultimately don't think there's too much in it. Wissa over Morris. Oh, it's a close one, and I could be tempted myself. I like Morris for pens. Should you have a look at their stats in comparison? So Morris, 14 attacking returns from 22 starts. He takes penalties, and he's got 0.46 expected returns per 90. So how many attacking returns? 0.46 XGI per 90, 14 attacking returns. Wissa. 9 attacking returns, 0.45 XGI per 90, not on penalties. It's bloody close. I'll tell you that, it's bloody close. Thanks for having me. Got to go do mod duties soon. Oh, my pleasure, G-Wiz. Thank you very much. Any Nottingham Forest team news? I've not seen any, pal. I've not seen any, pal. Personally, I'm picking a Forest midfielder because of their fixture. Luton, how many goals they conceded in their recent games? 4, 3, 7, 8, 12. Conceded 12 goals in their last 3. No, sorry, hang on. It's worse than that. It's worse than that. High melt. Very good. There you go. See you later, mate. Unlucky FPL troll. How has he come back? I hid him from the channel. You're going in timeout. See you later, bye. See you later, pal. So I was just counting Luton's goals conceded before FPL troll came into the chat. 7, so what's that? Conceded 4 against Bournemouth. 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 14, 17, 21. 21 goals in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 goals a game they've been conceding. How the hell they beat Brighton 4-0 at home? It's such a weird league, this, isn't it? How did they beat Brighton 4-0 at home? Wolves commentary game will affect double game week 34. Wolves lineup looks dire without Neto, Hwang. Yeah, I agree. They're their star players. They're all out at the moment, aren't they? Those 3 players take Wolves from very good mid-table Premier League team to relegation fodder, in my opinion. They're incredible. Luton are funny, aren't they? It's a funny old league, this one. Oh, he's made another account. What's this guy doing? You're done, mate. See you later. Would be good to know how many penalties these teams have conceded. Also, FPL troll, if you think that, like, I'm not going to keep banning you, I'm just going to keep banning you. Sorry, we're just going to say he's been spamming and then hide him from my channel. Any news on Watkins? No more news than Emery saying the injury was just a cut and he could be fit for Sunday. That's all he said. Got a template 5. Porro, Moreno, Doty, Areola. Do you think Wissa, Bailey, Luis, Kuda Salanga or anyone else is worth a -4 over holding? You could do Foden to... Oh, probably not, Will. Probably not. I gotta say, it's a tough call. Around, like, other than Son and Bowen, would I be hitting in any other midfielders? I'm not massive. I agree with Luton are very likeable. I agree. It's my first, pretty much my first troll, Liam. So that must suggest I'm doing something right. I'm pretty sure he made a new account to troll me a second time round as well. Son has picked up a bug this morning. Is he trolling me? Is this true? Charlie the Milkman. Oh my god. What's going on? I haven't seen, I think... Oh god, we don't want to put that on stream. Yeah, I've not seen anything about Son, I must say. If someone else puts in the chat that they've seen Son with a stomach bug, I might believe it. But even still, he plays tomorrow, doesn't he? Oh no, he plays tonight, to be fair. Hey, Michael Jordan played one of his best games of basketball ever with the flu, so... Yeah. Well, my camera's a bit twisted. Just noticed that. Sort that out a sec. How's that? That looks a bit straighter. Put it down a little bit. Oh, we're all angled up now. Look at that. Hang on. How are we looking? Tweet has been removed now. Troller. He's been trolling me. No, I'm joking. Oh, I'm afraid, Soul Searcher. I can have a conversation with someone about pretty much anything. But animes, I'm done. I used to go to school. I used to be good friends with someone in school who was a big anime fan. And we definitely didn't have anime in common. But he liked Bleach. So I'm going to say, even though I've never seen it, Bleach. My favourite anime. There you go. I wish I had time for that kind of thing. I honestly barely have time to even like watch Netflix or other people's YouTube videos. I wish I did, but as is life, mate. Full-time job, I do sport and I do this, so I don't really have much spare time. I wouldn't have it any other way though. Who is this week's biggest differential? Yeah, I'm going to say Elanga. I'm going to say Elanga. I can't say Brennan Johnson because I'm not sure if he's going to play. But it could be Muniz as well. I really like Muniz, to be fair. He's a bloody good player, is Muniz. I think he's going to be in my wildcard team. Bloody good player, him. I would definitely do it, mate. I wouldn't. If I could start a striker over a defender, I would every time. I just don't think there's going to be a. I think. Do we think there's going to be any team that keep a clean sheet? Why are you worried about Muniz's minutes? Because I prefer Muniz because he's playing centre forward, mate. Well, he could go Semenyo as well, I guess. Yeah, Muniz or Semenyo. Ah, Jimenez is back. I see. I think Jimenez is going to have to go some to get in that team again, though. I mean, how many goals has he scored? Has he even scored this season? Forgive me if I'm being wrong. 5 goals. Oh, he scored 5. Fair. Respect for those that know. The most valuable skill is recognizing what you. Oh, of course, mate. Hopefully, yeah. I mean, I never pretend to be an expert in things I don't know about. Ah, there's a Broya loan. They got Broya on loan, have they? Of course they. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Yeah, it's a fair point on Muniz in that case. Then I didn't. I didn't know that. Well, obviously, I know Fulham have got Tottenham. They don't have Chelsea, do they? Iwobi. He's not even Fulham's top scorer midfielder, mate. It's not that great. 6 attacking returns in 17 starts. How do I not know about that? There's only 40k. Oh, come on. 40k is nothing for a football club. Unless it's 400k, then that's a bit more. But yeah, 40k's for a football club is not much. It's 4 million. Oh my god. How do I not know about the Broya stuff? How do I not know about that? Crazy. Crazy. That's a good account to follow this guy. He's funny. I'm going to wrap up the stream at 12 if that's all right, because I've been going for, including the member stream, would have been going for an hour and a half. I did not know that, so thank you folks for letting me know. I think I'm set. I don't think I'm going to change this team. I think I'm set. Going to check. One thing, I got a couple of Twitter DMs, but I didn't want to pull them up on the stream because I figured that's a little bit rude to the people that sent me direct messages. So I'm just going to. No, nothing interesting. Yeah, go on. I'll do a few team reviews. Apologies, folks. I'm just going to sneeze. I guess. Well, I can do your team, Nils. The only thing with team reviews is they only work if you're not free hitting. Because 64% of people, by the looks of it, in the chat are free hitting this week. It's a bit hard to do team reviews because it just shows your team as per last week's deadline, which isn't very helpful if you're trying to free hit. Cheers, Victor. I'm sorry, pal. I'm sorry. Yeah, keep banging your team IDs in if you're not free hitting, and I'll help you out. Nils, I think I'd do Gross to Son. Gross to Son. What else? I just don't know who else I'd want. Brought in Madison and Son. Yeah, fair enough. I like that. I like that. Nothing else to suggest if you've done that. I don't mind that. Will Shaw. I'd definitely bring in Tony. Probably do Haaland to Tony with that. And then maybe bring in Madison as well. Haaland to Tony, maybe bring in Madison. Other than that, lovely. Looking for one Forest player. Saka to Madison, Solanke to Tony. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Rehan was next. Rehan. Sorry if I've mispronounced your name, my friend. I would do Solanke to Tony and probably Gordon for Madison. Maybe. That's the only hard one. I'd definitely do Solanke to Tony, and then maybe you could just roll with 9 players, to be honest. Solanke to Tony and playing with 9 could be fine. Because Gordon's probably a good option to have, isn't he? Forest player is a Langer for me. His stats are better than Gibbs White's. I'm a very hit averse FPL manager for what it's worth. Ooh, sorry about that. I've taken 1 hit this season, and that was to bring in a double game week player. So that's the only sort of reason I've used taking a hit. Other than that, I don't take hits really. Because it's the adage, isn't it? Your transfer has to be worth 4 points in that week for a hit to be worth it, right? I don't think there's many midfielders I can absolutely guarantee you get 4 points, which means they absolutely must return, basically. Outside of Son and Bowen, I can't really guarantee you a midfielder that's definitely going to return. Taking a -8 already, eh? Fair enough, pal. Fair enough. Let's see if we got any leaks before I Madison's tweeted it, look. He's tweeted the game. He's gone for Fana captain, this geezer. Also, yeah, that's a fun question. How much has everyone got in the bank on their free hit team? Or their normal team? There's me. 11.6 million is in my bank at the moment. What have you guys got? I think I might wrap up the might wrap up the stream soon in a second. 11.7. Victor, you're winning. $14.1. Bloody hell, guys. You're rich. Thanks again, Alexandru, by the way, for your donation earlier in the stream. I really appreciate that. Victor's just got a one at me, hasn't he? There's 11.7. Oh, look at me, I'm Victor. I got 11.7. So I'm going to stop scrolling this Twitter feed. It's a bit trash today. There's nothing, is there? I'll leave it on that. I was joking. You know I was joking. If there's nothing else really to talk, I'm just running out of things to talk about now, I've got to be honest. I might end the stream in a second, if that's okay. Please feel free to fire in any more questions that you have, but I got to say, I think I've covered everything. Unless there's anything else you guys want me to talk about or cover, I'm very happy to. But honestly, I think I've done everything. Cheers, Victor, mate. I appreciate that. Yeah, I thought it's quite. I thought people would appreciate me doing it early anyway. It's part of their normal Saturday morning routine, isn't it? Not sure whom to choose, Alanga or Gibbs White. Well, there's your decision. Your decision is right. I'm gonna point to him. It's right there. Hang on, there. That's who you pick. Victor chucking it. He's always got to be different to me, hasn't he? He's always got to be different with his Gibbs White. I pick Alanga, he picks Gibbs White. Hey, I pick Tony, he's probably got Wissa. Just trying to beat me all the time, this guy. Alright. I might wrap it up there if that's alright, lads. I don't think there's a whole lot more to talk about. We saw that FPL Harry was like 100 subs or 1,000 subscribers away from 100,000. So yeah, if he's live now, go and check out his stream. Get him to 100k, that'd be nice. He is probably one of the best managers in the world as well. So I'm going to check out his stream very quickly and see what his team's looking like too. No worries, Nils. Vishal, I can't help you with a team review if you're on your free hit, because it will just show me your team as it was last week. But if you want to know a good free hit team, or what I think is a good free hit team, here it is. That's my team. That's what I think is good. Yep. Nice one, Alexandru. Like I said, thank you so much for your donation. That's very kind. And yeah, good luck, everyone. I'll have a video coming out 7 p.m. tonight. Let's just have a look when the final kickoff is, because I will align it to go live. Yeah, so it's 7:30. So I'll put it live at 7:30 when the Spurs Fulham game finishes. So keep your eyes peeled on your YouTube feeds for that. And yeah, I'm going to put the cover on my camera, and I'll see you later. Got to press the outro button, sorry. There we go.